Okay, people, it is June 26, 2020. I'm just mucking around here, and, like, I'm telling you, people, I don't think we're dealing with human beings here. I think we're either dealing with robots that are made to look like our elected officials and then somehow have been replaced, or we're looking at the human being that somehow has been altered. Look at this. Look at this. Do you see that? Now, I'm going to show you who this is in a minute, but before I do that, just watch. I'm just going to change, as best as I can, the exposures on this picture that's been resized and then cropped. Okay, now just tell me how that looks like a pupil. Tell me how that looks like pupils. Okay, can you see that? Just changing the exposure on it, people. Darkening the darker things. See, when I'm looking at like this from this point of view, in terms of just because it's so uniform, for the most part, this is what makes me think it's synthetic. It's not organic. Switching it up. Sometimes we have to do this. Tell me how that looks like a pupil to you. That is not a pupil, people. If there was a pupil there, you would see it. Okay, you're not getting any pupils. How does that look like a pupil? Now, this is what we're looking at. I took this picture, right? I enhanced it, like resized it a few times, or zoomed in or whatever, and then I cropped it, right? And if you look at her eyes, she's got them facing up, I have it on slow speed right now, so I'm going to turn it on. And we're just going to watch her eyes.
And all come through this together. Thank you. And now I'll pass it over to Minister.
Do you see how she's looking up? Right? She's looking up, people. Like, these people look like they're so, I don't know, emotionalist, blasé, spaced out. Like she's, I think he wears, now mind you, I see it again. From here I can see it. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back on this picture. Now this lady, she's looking up, right? But you can clearly see there's something wrong with this woman's pupils. That is too uniform, people. Do you see? Those lines are supposed to be representing her pupils. What would do that? What would do that? What? What would do that? That's too uniform. What are we looking at now? Do you see that? Okay, so now what we're going to do, that was the picture that I cropped. I mean, clearly you can see there's something going on there. You can see that she's looking up, right? We're getting kind of that same shadowing like we do on Doug Ford's, but I mean, we're obviously getting something in terms of trickery. All right. Okay, you can see what we got. Right? There's a similar situation, only he's looking down. He's not looking up. But he has similar elements. I just have to find it. How does that look like pupils? All right. The other thing I wanted to show you, kind of something creepy. Where is it? Watch this guy. Watch his hands. Look how creepy his hands look.
Well, good afternoon.
Watch. You'll see. Do you see? Look at that.
For the past few weeks, we've stood here.
Look how blank he looks.
Made a commitment.
Anyway, just to show how this girl likes to get her attention, this was uploaded 2 hours ago. She's got 53 views, obviously, because she's using this, right? Here, this was 4 days ago. She got 10 views. Here, this was 6 days ago. She got 54 views. 6 days ago, she got 54 views. 1 week ago, she got 25 views. Right? She likes to use music because she knows people will come for that. So a week ago, she got a little more views there. But here, she only got 41 views. Right? That's a 9-minute video, right? That was 2 weeks ago. Here, she got, what, 23 views? And here, she got 48 views. So she's not doing too bad when she's using that, which she has no right to do. But whatever. I'm telling you people, Matilda is such a good raccoon. She really is. And Matilda, are you a good girl? You sharing the food with the kitten? Are you sharing the food with the kitten, Matilda? Yeah. Matilda's such a good girl. Huh? What's going on, little black lily? What are you doing? Look at that, people. Where's your babies, Matilda? Not out?
Might be sleeping.
Yeah, I was saying to Andre, we got dog food. We have to bring it up tomorrow and
Okay, well.
set up a spot outside. I'll be back outside this week all
I'm
week.
surprised you guys are not even fighting.
No, Matilda's good. She's a very good girl. Matilda's gentle. See how gentle she is?
She's just sharing the food.
Yes, she's sharing the food. With little black Lily.
Well, Black Lily's just going like,
Yeah, Matilda.
And what are you
Matilda
doing?
the wreck. Oh yeah, and look, I don't know who this guy is, or where he came from, or what he's doing.
I actually pet him once.
Yeah.
2 times.
Yeah, he's been around before.
Yeah. I
He's-
pet him before, and he's so nice.
Yeah,
He doesn't even scratch anything.
he looks nice. Why are you hanging out around here? He's hanging on my fence.
Chilling.
You've got nice fur. And there's the little hummingbird. You just heard it. But I can't get over Matilda. She's such a good girl.
Maybe later on, I can give you a treat, Matilda.
Yeah.
Here, you want a treat? Should I give Matilda a treat? Oh no, they got food.
Uh-oh.
That's okay, I got some treats.
Oh, that means she's going to have less. Oh, no, maybe not. Depends on where the bowl went.
It fell all the way down.
I don't know. That's enough for her for now.
You want a treat? Hello. Good. Here's a treat. Good girl. What? Just right here. Like I'm this close.
Matilda. She's a good raccoon.
And you
June 28th, 2020.
Okay, so secondly, also saying, oh, these people don't do nothing for Amari. These people have never bought anything from Amari. Do we have to discuss about the snowsuit that you sent him over with that had a maggot running down his stomach? Because I have that screenshot. Tisha knows I have that screenshot. I mean, the picture was sent to her, right? And what did she say? And I quote, "We thought that the bag of clothes were clean because a neighbor came and dropped it off. You guys are hand-me-down as shit. At least over here, Amari has new shit, clean shit, and any responsible parent would have washed any hand-me-down anyway before putting it on a baby, right? Mother of the year, right? Let's not forget, okay, Amari had 2 brand new car seats. Brand new car seats. What do you be doing? I'm just gonna go out in the yard and, look at this brand new car seat I found, I think it was Ciera's or Andre's, but I'm just gonna rinse it off and maybe put some more foam in it and it's good to go. It's good to go. Hand me down to shit. Brand new with the tag still on it. All Amari's stuff is still here with this tag still on it. And with that being said, ain't nothing about him brand new shit. Let's be period honest. Period. Cause this should get me hyped. I just don't get it. I actually finally stopped. Like, I wasn't even paying you any mind. But you seem to still come at me. So, I mean, I like games. You guys all know I like games. You know I like games. So, if we want to keep playing this game, we can keep playing the game. It's about who's better at the game. And now, me and my generation does the game better than you could ever do. You're washed up, you're old. That's it. Also, you said, well, calling social services didn't work on me. And calling the city didn't work on me. Baby, these sleeves are never ending. I'm not saying I did. I'm not saying I didn't. But at the end of the day, if I did, you still have to go and clean up your yard. Paige was out there cleaning up your yard. Tisha was out there cleaning up your yard. Right? Exactly. Every day, stressing out, cleaning up your yard. And you know what? If I did do that to you, I would have been so grateful. But unfortunately, I just happened to get that lucky. It's because karma's a bitch. And with your stank-ass, pussy-ass attitude, that's what you're feeling to get. Period. All the time. Your neighbors don't like you. And little do you know, I got people who... The thing is, little do you know, when ShaMay was pregnant, and I was coming to that house to see Amari, tell me I was walking up the street. You know that little blue house with the white picket fence on the side, about on this side when you're walking up towards Gateway? And there's like a little white girl with, not little, she's older than me, but she's like short like me. Short brown hair at the time. This was 2 years ago. She said, hey, stop me walking out of your house. Did you just leave that dirty crack shack on this corner there? I said, yeah. She said, Do you know if that pregnant girl is okay? Because she's yelling, screaming, saying, that's why I don't want my baby being raised in this house. She can only be talking to you. That's your house, right? That's why ShaMay was your fucking income. Ciera comes to the house, and ShaMay tells you, look, if you don't tell her to leave right now. To me, it's funny. It's funny how you're really gonna keep coming at me. Like, I don't know your business. Like, you come with theories. I come with facts and witnesses, so, alright? Of many different races and colors, because I'm not biased or prejudiced, just like you. All races beautiful, period. Aside from that, let's not pretend. ShaMay was your income, okay? That's why you were fighting with Marcane and his fan about that $75, that $575, right? Ciera comes home. ShaMay puts up her hair. If you don't tell her to leave right now, that's $50 off your rent. ShaMay ran you. ShaMay ran you. Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Because I'm going to get into it. And I know the deeds. I know the... period. No. Anyways, this is it for this video. Little short clip, something, you know. Little clip here and there. But I had to, you know, make a response video because homegirl is now attaching herself to me because she knows that my YouTube is going out all the way up, period. I'm mad because I got what? A backdrop, all these LED lights, photos lights, everything, period. That's on you, baby girl. Glow up. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, comment, subscribe, like, share, and get the word out there. Because guess what? Only true facts come off this YouTube channel, period.
I got 3 trays full. Okay, so what? It's the 27th, right? Of June 2020. You seen, I went off and bought a whole bunch of strawberries. I've got some downstairs in Auntie ShaMay's fridge. I'm going to start them tomorrow. And then I've got some other ones in the freezer, which I'll use over the next few weeks. Blueberries are coming in about 3 weeks. Because I spent so much money at that little farm, it was like $240 or something like that by the time I was done. The lady, she gave me this little tray of raspberries. You can see, to buy it by itself is $6. And it's not much different in the grocery stores either. And this is what I got from my bush in the front today. You can see it's almost, well, it's double than what I've been getting. Right, so for now, I'm just going to throw these in the fridge. I guess I'll deal with them tomorrow because I'm kind of tired. And then, just having problems with my eyes, people. And they have this beautiful garlic. This is the nice thing. That's one thing I've noticed about Punjabis. They definitely know how to grow vegetables. Now, mind you, this stuff is growing out in the field, so it gets sunlight all day long. Right, but you can see it goes all the way into that. Right, almost ready to flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off, let those dry, and then I'm going to chop all this stuff, all of it, right, and I'm going to dehydrate it, and then you can use it for soup. So I don't know what I paid for that. I can't remember what I paid for those. I think $3 per garlic, something like that. So, and this is what I just finished making, the raspberry with the pineapple. Right? Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to can these in a mild syrup. Right? Because that's nice too, eh? That's really nice. Right? Because what will happen is I'll go outside and I'll probably start with the strawberries. And then getting into the afternoon, I'll go pick more raspberries, and it might be as twice, it might be as much as that, because that's what happens, right? So in other words, the bowl would be completely full, which I can do this size, or this is 250 mils, or I can do a 550 mils, which is this size, right, in syrup, which will be nice. Because then because after that, in about another 5 days from now, I'm going to have that much again. So you multiply everything that I've been talking about by 6 for just that. I mean, we're already looking at 6, 12, 18, 24, anywhere between $24 and $30 worth of raspberries, just right there, right? We'll just say $24. I'll have that again by tomorrow, right? So, but the next time, what I'm trying to say is, next time I do this, I'm going to double de-seed it, okay? Just because. I'm going to double de-seed it. So anyway, this is what I'm going to do for a couple of days. You don't want to watch the video? You don't have to watch the video. Okay, people, so now it's June 28th, 2020. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking for a pot. You think I can find it? No. I don't know where it is. It's a big one like this, only it's different, and it has a glass. It's a little wider, right? A little lower, but it has a glass lid. Anyway, I've got this one, right? So you can see how big this one is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to grab those strawberries from Auntie ShaMay's fridge, wash them up, put them back in the pot, and I'm going to sprinkle sugar in between layers. And I'm going to put the lid on, and then I'm going to let it sit like that for 6 hours. And then what happens is the sugar leaches out the juices, right? And then when it comes time to can it, I'm just going to bring it up quickly to like a 1 minute boil, stir it around, not too much, right? Apparently. And then put your strawberries in the jar, and then take the juice that leached out from the strawberries and put that into the jar, right? Versus using water, right? Because I want to keep the flavor. I want to keep the flavor of the strawberries. So I'm going to try it this way. And then I've got raspberries to do. So as I get this going first, right? And that can sit for 6 hours. And then I'll go out and pick a few more raspberries. And then I'm going to can those raspberries this time in syrup, because those are really good. And then I'm going to do strawberries, about 4 cups of strawberries to about 6 cups of apple. And I'm going to can that, because you don't need a lot of sugar because of the apple, right? The apple has its own pectin and preservatives in it, right? That's why, if you notice, I do apple raspberry, apple pineapple, apple apricot, right? With just a bit of sugar for taste and a little bit of extra lemon to make it a little more acidity, right? For preserving, that is. And then, of course, with these strawberries, now I do have citric acid in a powder form, but I have to go dig it out, right? I'm pretty sure I know where it is, so I'm going to be putting about a 1/4 teaspoon or a half, depending on what I'm going to can in terms of jar size. I'm not sure if I'm going to do half pints, or quarts. I have to see. I'm probably going to fill this up with strawberries, right? I mean, I can always go back and buy another 1 or 2 trays. I paid $50 a tray. She said normally they were $60 a tray, and she was selling them for those little trays, these little things. She was selling them at like $6 each, which was like, I said, well, you got to do better than that. I don't know. Anyway, she sold me each tray for $50. I bought $150 worth of strawberries. And I've got 1 tray just as is in the freezer, which I'll get to over the next week or two. And I had to take out a turkey, so which means I'm going to have to can this turkey, because I said I would, right? Because I've got more turkeys still in the freezer, right? So I'm going to be doing turkey in the next 2 days or whatever it is, as well as I want to make some turkey broth with the bones, because that's really, really good. I'll make the broth, and then instead of using, what is it called? Water with the turkey, I'll probably can the turkey in the broth. Either or, I got to do a turkey as well. So I'll be back. Okay. So this is full. So now I'm going to fill up my sink, give them a quick wash, pick off those, and I found my other pot. Organic apples, $7, people. My son said $7, and I'm like, yeah. These ones weren't organic, but all these apples I'll be cooking up, making applesauce, right? And then of course I've got 2 more trays of this, or I can go into my freezer. I'll just actually go into my freezer and grab a couple more, and then I'm going to cook up these, and then I'm going to combine them with the applesauce, right? And we're going to make those little fruit cup things. These ones, though, I am going to layer them with sugar, right? Or maybe in this pot, whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll see. We'll see how much I get in here. I can cut in half, right? And then let them sit for 6 hours with the lid on. And then I'm going to can them like that, and then take the juice and use that as a liquid, and I'm going to use citric acid with it as well, and that preserves pretty good. I have a recipe for that. I got it online, so it sounds good to me. So get these started first, and then get on with the applesauce and cooking the strawberries, canning them, and then see where I'm at with time, and go pick more raspberries. I may do raspberries tomorrow, because by that time, it might be time to do this, right? And I'm tired, people, but this is important. Okay, you can see. So now I'm going to do this. I'm going to put them in there, right? And then I'm going to sprinkle a bit of sugar on top, each layer, right? But while I do that, I'm going to talk for a few minutes. Okay? I'm going to talk about my last 2 videos. It's bugging me, people. Really, really bugging me. My eyes are bugging me. I kind of looked at a couple of other people's eyes, right? With the way I showed you with my last video. Shapeshifter 101. And we got problems, people. You know, I'm like, well, you know, just let live, right? Live and let live. The problem with letting live with what we're dealing with here, in my opinion, people, is that these things are bloodthirsty. Okay? You just have to look at Uncle John. You just have to look. Uncle John was more about money. But ShaMay and Ciera, they were more about the body and what could be taken out of the body. ShaMay's teeth, you know, God knows what they took out of her body, people. I'll never know, right? And they, you know, they've made it where you don't know, and even when you think you might know, you never get no justice, right? But, like, you know, we have to ask ourselves, what gives these things? You can't call them people, okay? People don't have eyes like that, okay? Those aren't people. They're made to look like people, but they're not people. So some of these I'm cutting in half, right? They're made to look like people. They're not people, though. I don't know if they were born that way, or if they were manufactured. Because for all we know, we could be dealing with artificial intelligence here, like a robot, a sophisticated robot. Because remember, the government is 25 years in advance with technology that we're aware of, in terms of they're 25 years in advance that we don't know of. But we know that they're 25 years in advance. Right? Because they hold all the cards, right? But they're preying upon us. And this coronavirus shit going on with people wearing their masks, you have to ask yourself, why? What are they hiding? What are these things hiding behind the masks as they come out into the community? Right? It doesn't seem like they can control themselves completely. Right? Sooner or later, something's going to change. Whether it's right with the mouth, or whether it's their eyes. Right? They can only hold it together for so long. And how they came about, I don't know. I just know that I'm pretty sure after... Oh, look at that strawberry. After seeing what I've seen, and just what my family has been through, it kind of confirms now in terms of why, right? It's not just simply organ harvesting to transplant into somebody else's body, no. It's more than that. The teeth, maybe, yeah, they need teeth, right, to hide, to do, what is it called, plastic surgery? To hide their true form. Maybe I could understand that. But I don't know. I don't want to get up too much on that bandwagon. Because I mean, how do you deal with it? That's the thing. How do you protect yourself from it? When a large portion of the population is completely fooled into thinking that our politicians are normal, when in fact many of them are not. How many are not? I don't know. Right? So this is what you do. Oh my God, my hands are wet. And okay. So then you take a bit of sugar. I'm going to layer it, right? You can see. Just a bit of sugar. You don't have to put a lot. And then, see, I didn't put very much. And then I'm going to do that again. Hold on. Okay, so you can see, nice big pot. And then you put your lid on. There's a little hole here, right? So I'm going to cover it up so the fruit, hold on, so the fruit flies can't get in there. Okay? Yeah. And now you let it sit. I'll just put a little tape or something, or just cover it up, right? You let it sit like that for 6 hours, and then you put them in your jars, and I'll show you. Okay, so remember when I told you, when you have lots to do, lots of canning in a day, you can wash everything and then rinse it, right? And put your clean jars that have been rinsed into the cold oven. And as you can see, I've done that. And then you turn your oven on to 250. You give it at least, once it gets to that temperature, right, you time at least 20 minutes, right, to sterilize your jars before you use them. Other than that, they can sit in the oven like that for 250 all day long, right up until tomorrow, and they'll be fine. See, the stuff that I do, people, is real fruit. Real fruit, real sugar, not Fucose imitation sugar, but real sugar, right? And, yeah. So now I'm getting ready to make Amaris with the apples, applesauce, and the mashed strawberries. So I'm going to start cooking up that. First, get the strawberries ready, then I'll peel the apples, get them cooking. You've seen me do that. Then I combine them, right? And a little bit of sugar for taste, because you can always add more sugar later if he doesn't like it. Alright. And then I have this headache though from my eyes, eh? Working under this fluorescent light. It's hard on me. I don't know. Really worried about the future here, people. I mean, it's one thing when you hear rumors. It's another thing when you discover things and see it for yourself. Right? And then have your family attacked the way it's been attacked. It all kind of to start to make sense, doesn't it? Right? I told you, it's a purge. They're harvesting us right now. You're just not hearing the real numbers. And if you are, a lot of those numbers are fake. They're not dying from COVID-19. They're dying from being hooked up to machines as somebody's experimenting on them, looking for the fountain of youth, right? Or who knows? Trying to build in their transhuman robots, thinking that nobody's going to miss the old one, right? Because the old one, you know, the kids, they get money, right? So that's how much we're going to cook up. I'm done with these apples. And then after that, then I'm going to get into, what is it called? I thought I'd do this one first. And then after that, I'll get into the raspberries. And then after the raspberries, I'm going to can those strawberries that are seeping in sugar. But I'm going to can them in bigger jars, 750 mils. And see how many jars we get out of that. And then if I like it, because you can use that for pie, strawberry pie, or whatever you want to use it for. So that's why I'm going to use the bigger jars, right? I won't get that many because when you use bigger jars, it goes faster. But if I like it, I'll probably get another flat or two over the next few weeks, if not sooner, and do it again. And apparently you can do that with blackberries too, so maybe I'll do that with blackberries this year. That might be a plan, Stan. See? Apples. Gonna cook them up. And strawberries. And gonna cook them up. And these strawberries are so good. Okay, so took the bullet to it. You can see. And then took the bullet to that. I strained out some of the juice. This I'm gonna use when I do the other berries, right? Okay, so I put in about a little over 3 tablespoons of, what is it called? Lemon juice, right? Apparently strawberries brown, but whatever, so do apples. And that's why you use a citric acid when you're canning them, just like strawberries by themselves. And I put 1 cup of sugar in here. I've already tasted it. It's very good. So I'm just going to heat it up to dissolve the sugar, right? So I'm gonna, as soon as it heats up, it'll come into just a low boil, right? And stir it around, and the sugar dissolves a bit. Then I'm going to, you want to bring it up, right? You bring up the sugar because it changes the molecules of the sugar, right? Now you didn't have to use sugar, but I did a little bit. Okay, I'm telling you, this is so good. I am definitely doing this one again. Like I said, I've got a whole flat of strawberries in my freezer downstairs, and I may still buy another 2 more flats. right? We'll see. We'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks, because I have to do raspberries. I've got this turkey I'm going to have to do in a couple of days, right? It's frozen, you know, it's in the fridge right now, so it's going to take a couple days. And then that will take a day, right? Because I'm going to do the turkey broth, right? With it. So it looks like we got 11 jars here. Oh boy. And the whole pot. The whole pot, people. This is so good, you can't imagine. I'm getting goosebumps. Okay, so now I'm making the syrup. For a light syrup, it says 3 cups sugar to 4 cups water. Right now I've got 8 cups water. And, what did I put in there? 5 cups sugar. So I've got the other one right there. So as you can see, right, and take out the jars. Nice and hot. These ones are done. Oh, they're so good. Okay, so there, that's going in the canner now. 15 minutes. It's 8 jars. 7 jars? No, 6 jars. Okay, so now I'm doing this. I was resting for a little while. So you just turn on the heat and get it going for about a minute. Stir, you know, try and stir it around, right? Just want to heat it up a little bit. That's what you want to do. Alright, you're not trying to cook them. Okay. Okay, so strawberries are foamy. And because of that, they, do you see how rich that is? It's not even dripping. They're bleeding when they're coming out of the canner. But that's okay, right? It's still fairly full. So anyway, it's because of the foam, right? The strawberry holds a lot of air. So when it's in the canner, right, it wants to release, see? Okay, so now it's 10 after 11 in the evening, and I'm done. Okay, so we've got, what do we got? What do we got? We got 10 apple strawberry, which is really, really good. We've got 6 raspberry, and I saved the syrup that I have for the next batch of raspberries coming in, right? So I'll do a little bit more because I still have a little bit of syrup left. There's those garlic stems. You can see I've already dehydrated that, so that's looking pretty nice. There's those orange peels. You've seen me do that. Do you see? Right? I took out the old ones. I washed the jar. I put the new ones on the bottom, and then I'll put the old ones back on top. I just haven't done that yet. And then, of course, we've got 6 large jars. This would be normal for it to do that. That happens sometimes, people. It's because of the pressure changing or whatever, right? It just, you know. But all in all, it held its, you know, didn't lose too much, right? And the strawberries do bleed. That's why they recommend, that the recipe I was looking at, that you use the juice to fill up the jar versus water, right? Because the blackberry, the strawberry is going to bleed anyway, right? So that's what this is. But this is strictly juice, nothing but strawberry juice. So this is going to be really good. So that's it for today. And yes, people, I am working on lizard eyes, I guess you could say. Right? It's not something that I'm comfortable working with. I'm really not, but, you know, I feel like it's my duty to point out certain things that are really quite apparent, you know? I mean, it goes to that, you know, the soul is in the eyes, right? The eyes are the window to the soul, right? You know, you hear this all the time, eh? right? When, you know, growing up, right? You know, the eyes are the soul. The eyes are the window to the soul. And, you know, in light of what's been going on, people, in terms of like the mass die-off and the hunting of human beings and the harvesting of organs and illegally and the taking of teeth and other body parts and just the bloodthirsty hunt for death. And it, you know, it's one thing being in a death culture, but it's another thing when our public union sector facilitates that death culture to, you know, harvest bodies, right? You know, so when we say, you know, the eyes are the window to the soul, well, when you're looking at lizard eyes, right, and it's in more than one person, right, you know, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it and do normal things because we're not around normal people. There are things walking among us that are not quote unquote human, right? So before I get too involved with it, I want to make sure that I can pretty much verify what I'm saying, right? In terms of facts, right? So I am working on a little side thing there, but it's like so daunting, people. It's so daunting, and like I'm having to what do you call it? Give myself comparisons. I'm looking for comparisons, right? Now I know there are people out there that would agree with me 100% that there are shapeshifters out there, and it's nothing new under the sun, right? People have already exposed this issue. Right? It's one of those things that aren't talked a lot about, just like illegal organ harvesting. And if they do talk about it, it's so at arm's length that, you know, it doesn't seem like it's ever going to touch you in terms of, you know, affect your family. But at the end of the day, you know, we need to ask ourselves why our politicians are doing fake streams a week in advance with fake death numbers. They don't know in a week in advance who's going to die, how many are going to die. You know, you have to keep in mind that nobody's witnessing these deaths. Everyone is being withheld from their loved ones. You know, you're not allowed to throw dirt on a casket because you might contaminate the dirt with COVID. You're not allowed to pick up the casket to even, I mean, sure, they could put rocks in the casket to make it feel like there's a body in the casket. But at the end of the day, nobody really knows anything, especially in British Columbia, Canada, because, you know, we can't get independent autopsies. We can't trust the BC Coroner Service. We can't trust the RCMP. You know, we can't trust our healthcare system. You know, there's a lot of public union sector ministries and workers, you know, not each and every one, I'm sure, right? But there's a lot of them that we just can't trust, people. And then to have the politicians involved directly by doing fake streams, and where it's being documented that they're doing fake streams and then running them a week later, 1 week later, with false death numbers, as they're saying, no, 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 you can't see your loved ones. No, 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 it's not happening for a while. Right, you know? Right? Now, yes, I did look in Dr. You-know-who's eyes, but, you know, other people have done stuff like that, and, you know, some of this stuff is, you know, they're 25 years in advance, people. They have the technology. You know, they have contact lenses and stuff like that. But there's just some things that you just can't hide, right? So when you look into the eyes of the soul, right, you're going to see. So that's what I've been kind of working on, and give myself a headache with it, though, right? Because I'm burning my eyes out, you know, because I don't want to falsely accuse somebody of being a lizard. As, you know, a shapeshifter, right? But unfortunately, some of these politicians are, and this is why they're doing what they're doing. But they're not doing it, people, for the right reasons. okay? Because you have to correlate it with the numbers of deaths, not only with the old people and what's going on and nobody really knows, but with the young people, right? You know, it's like it's a genocide. People are being hunted. Okay? You don't have all these young people dying in large numbers and then simply say it was an accident. That's very irresponsible from a government's stance. There was no accident or suicide, okay? But that's the old okie dokie that they feed us so that they can continue to do what they want with thousands and thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of bodies that, on average, are not being fact-checked to find out what happens to them after they die. So anyway, you know, I'm trying to do normal things and not get too involved with conspiracy theories, although I don't think it's a conspiracy theory on what I've come to conclusion with in the last few days with my last couple of videos, right? I think my last couple of videos have been pretty damn spot on, and it explains the bloodthirstiness around how they treated ShaMay's body. It explains the bloodthirstiness in how they treated Ciera's body. Uncle John was purely money, right? But mind you, they did horrid things to him in the hospital too, right? You know, to make him lose his memory and stuff like that, right? But in terms of Ciera and ShaMay, we're definitely dealing with illegal organ harvesting. They took out ShaMay's teeth. You know, justice for ShaMay, justice for Ciera, justice for Uncle John. None of that's changed, right? And now it's justice for humanity. How about that? Justice for humanity, because we are up against some very, like Trump would say. I think, honestly, Trump knows what we're up against, but I don't think he can come right out and say, oh, well, you know, I think we've got some bad aliens running around and, you know, we need to take them out because if we don't, they're going to overpopulate and the world just won't be what you think it's going to be because for them, you're a food source because ultimately they're a reptile and you're a warm-blooded something that, you know, they like to feed off of. And in light of what happened to Ciera and in light of what happened to ShaMay, I would definitely fucking go down that road and say that's exactly what's happening. But of course, a president of the United States of America can't come out and say stuff like that. No, all he can basically say is that we're up against some very, very, very bad people. And if you listen to him, he says that we're up against some very, very, very bad people. And trust me, in the last couple of videos that I've seen and with the shenanigans that have been going on, and looking into the soul through the window of the eye, yeah, we're up against some very, very, very bad people.